Hey guys, what's up? I want to talk about a couple RPOs here from the game. So this is something the Packers. It's a couple of things the Packers did in this game that I've been begging for them to do. For at least since last year, when I thought their run game would become a little more diversified. See their RPO game step up a little bit. That didn't happen. It was still mainly inside zone, wide zone team with horizontal pushing RPOs. Those kind of that bubble, the wide receiver screen stuff, and saying, man, get some more power in there, some pulling guards, and push that stuff vertically. You can afford to push those RPOs vertically a little more when you're spending a little more time on the line with those pulls. Guess what? They finally got my letters. I've been blocked from the premises, but they finally got my letters. And so they've started doing that. So we're going to look at 3 plays today. So this first one's going to be one of the touchdowns. I think we got 2 touchdowns here. What they're going to be doing on the front end is kind of a pin pull. I think both those guys are going to be pinning down. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's basically what is essentially a kind of a sweep action, if you think about that. So you pin down this side, and they're pulling around there, and they're going to run him over there. So that's the run. And again, you're spending a little more time here because you're not pushing forward necessarily, like you are, but you have this kind of pin pullers that always takes longer to set up than your typical inside zone run where you're just mashing forward. And what they're going to be doing over here is Lazard's going to take this kind of inside angle here, and Dobbs is just going to follow him. And now we see this. I mean, this follow slant stuff is one of my favorite red zone concepts just on its face on its own, because it is, if you run it right and when you cut on that hip, it is really hard to defend unless they banjo this or they bring this guy over or something like that. But it's very tough to defend, and so I love this anyway. You don't usually see it from this far out. Usually this is something I know from the Packers, they'll run from like the 1 or 2, like real close, because then it's like bang bang action. You just cut right off the hip there. So this is a little longer developing. So again, pin down, I'm going to pull around. You've got this option here, and you've got this as well. Now, the interesting thing to me about some of this RPOs, like the vertical pushing RPOs, as I think of them, or as you typically look at them, is you're reading a constraint defender. Whereas a lot of what the Packers have done in the past is it's horizontal, and you're reading pre-snap numbers. Do I like my numbers out there? Or do I outnumber guys in the passing game? If I don't, I'll run. If I do, I'll throw it. For the vertical pushing, you're usually reading a constraint defender. So you're saying, what is this? I'm going to put the ball in the belly of my running back. And then what is this one specific man, say a linebacker here or something? What is he doing? And then that helps inform my decision. This is still essentially a pre-snap read, which we'll see based on how he throws this. He has no intention. He likes the read. I think my guess is, and we'll back that one out because there's no one actually there. My guess is it's the position of here. Maybe something he saw. They like to go man down here. So he knows that this guy is going to be locked up with Dobbs there. And so you can create a little rub there. I'm not sure exactly what it was. And a lot of teams, you'll go a little bit more man down here, and you can see some of those rubs. Sometimes you can go kind of soft zone, you rally, not necessarily soft zone, I guess, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Saw something man to man here. And so that's kind of what we're going to be looking at. And so he liked what he saw here. There's no constraint defender. He's just going to say, I like this because this man's probably in the middle, which means I've got space. I'm just going to hit this follow slant. So we'll run this and we'll see how quickly. I mean, bang, no step. This foot doesn't move. He pivots on it and throws. There's no read here. He never goes to put the ball here. You do have the end man line of scrimmage, and we'll talk about him here in a second, because you do have to kind of fit it around him. That ball has to come out quick or that sucker gets batted down. Push in, cut on the hip, and you got a nice little lane there. This guy tries to fill. He gets over the top, but it comes out so quick. Again, no step, just a pivot, chuck, touchdown. And you can see here too, again, all of this is kind of tied up in the middle here. Everything's one big mess, so no one's really pushing downfield. You're not in danger of getting an eligible man downfield call, partially because that ball is out so quick. I mean, mostly because the ball's out so quick, and the RPOs, they have to be. Dobbs fights his way in for the touchdown. So we're going to look at, from this angle, the end man line of scrimmage. It's Shaquille Barrett there, who just has had a tremendous season and wrecked some stuff in this game. So this ball has to come out real quick. I mean, that is, again, one step. If Rodgers waits, if it's kind of a step, set, throw, he doesn't have a chance because that means Dobbs' window is likely there and Barrett's in the window. That sucker has to come out fast or the ML line of scrimmage gets there. That's one way you can get around reading constraint defenders is if you like your pre-snap read and if I don't have to worry about this guy because where I'm blocking him and I was going to buzz it past him from wherever he releases, you don't have to worry about it. So touchdown there. Great concept, really nice throw. Great release there. This is going to be another touchdown. This one's going to Lazard on a slant on an RPO. And again, no, this is no rub here. This is not, you're not reading constraint defender. You got them spread out. So you get to see over here. You like what you have here. You got the defender on the inside. I know I've got a lane there for the slant if Lazard can win, and I know Lazard can win. And again, they're going to be doing kind of a power look up front, I believe. Yeah, not so much pin pull as opposed to just pull, I guess. You're pulling, let's see who we got. You're pulling Runyon again. You got this guy kind of strafing on the line, but Runyon's pulling, and then these guys are pushing out. So you're looking for the outside. I think it's they're looking for pitch there maybe. And then you're just going to have this matchup here. And again, we're going to kind of look at the MA line of scrimmage in terms of how this ball comes out. Hop, throw, Lazard wins. He gets inside. He's got that guy in his back hip already. You've got this angle, so he's going to throw it there. You've got this stuff going. It looks like it's probably going to be something the Packers have been doing a little bit is this kind of horizontal pitch. And so you see Runnings pulling, these guys pushing, like getting to the outside. I mean, as far as the look of it, the angle they have, and this guy's scraping over the top, but this is looking pretty good for a run. But again, you like the one-on-one there. He decides he's throwing that before. Again, no constraint player. So from pre-snap, he knows he's throwing that. So we'll look at the end man line of scrimmage again. So I think that might be Carl Nassib, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll just watch him. Again, he kind of this time, all right, that's a little wider. He's playing a little wider than Barrett was. So he's still got that foot. He's still pivoting on that foot, but he's leaning around because he's got to get that ball around there. He's not reading the MA line of scrimmage, but he has to deal with him because it's unblocked. All the action's going this way. That's Jenkins on the end. So you're unblocking him because he's blocking down. So you've got to deal with him somehow. And the way the Packers have decided to deal with him is Rodgers will just throw it past his ear. So really, really great throw. Gets his body in a very good position to be able to do that and just rips that throw. Here's the last one. I don't know I think that first one's my favorite one. Man, I really like this one as well. So this is going to be, and it's tough to tell exactly if that's what the call was or if this is a hot adjust because you can see there's no one here. There's no one over Randall Cobb. Let me get the pink there. There we go. There's no one over him. And so the Bucs did this quite a few times. When they had this trips look, the Bucs would not line anyone up over the 3. And so you had quite a few hot adjusts there. And so what Cobb is going to do is kind of run this glance route, and you're going to have to deal with that guy there. So up front, the Packers are going to be running kind of another power look. We'll kind of run it forward here and see what they're doing. So they're running to the other side, and they're doing looks like a center pull. They got center guard pull. So this kind of, so they're going to be pulling this way. Dylan's going to be coming across his face. You've got a 7-man box there. You got some spacing. Maybe you don't like the blocking looks there, but more often than not, you like this. And you're going to have to deal with this guy. And again, Rodgers is going to kind of pull this, and he's going to look to rip this. One step, hop step. He's not reading anybody. He's just saying, all right, I know I like this matchup. I'm going to fake this enough. Got these guys moving. I'm going to rip this throw. Can't rip this throw because he's dropping underneath. So Rodgers then has to pump to get him to move, hit him at the second window there, which you don't typically see a whole lot. And again, these RPOs, they got to come out quick because if they don't come out quick, you get an eligible man downfield. You got pullers coming. You got Tunyon coming down here. But right now, no one's really past the line of scrimmage here. We'll kind of run this back. It looks like the Packers are on. We'll give them, like the 37, 38. We'll give them 38. And so when Rodgers is looking to throw this, you're still good at this point. Everyone's kind of behind there, but you kind of don't want to wait till that second window, but you also don't have a choice. You've committed now. You can't run it. You've already thrown that. This is your one option on the play. So you got to pump to move this guy over because you can't throw it here because he's sitting in that window. By this time you pump, and these guys can kind of break on that. So you've got a very small window you can hit him in. So Rogers pumps, ball's out. Now, even by the time the ball is out, let's move it right there. All right, that's good enough. All right, ball's right there. Again, the line is here. As of right now, I mean, the timing on this ball's in the air, ball's there. Tunyon is engaging. He is engaging right here. And then you've got no linemen past that line. So even with hitting that second window, that power kind of keeps them, good timing by Tunyon, whether he wants it to be or not. That power, that pull gets you kind of staying on that plane a little longer than you would be with, say, an inside zone. And so that kind of gives them the chance there. So no one's past that line, even though he has to wait to the second window. Tunyon has not engaged yet. He's able to fit it into Cobb before those guys can break because it does come out so quickly. Buzzes it right past. Safety overruns it. Cobb picks up 40 on the play. Just tremendous throw. And from Rodgers, that recognition, that quick recognition. And this is Devin White there. We're going to see in the middle that he has to kind of deal with that. He's got toss. All right, he can't. You can see right here. If Rodgers throws that where it needs to be, that ball's picked off. Maybe that sucker goes to the house at the very least. Even if it doesn't hit his hands, or even if he drops it, that's an incomplete pass. So he's got to wait till he gets up to the second level there. Again, this still is not an easy throw. You got this guy breaking, Lloyd's dropping. He's got a very tiny window to hit that into, and he just rips this throw. Perfect throw. Cobb, my favorite parts of this play. Cobb he gets separation, and he's like, I'm gonna stiff arm this guy. You can see him. He's starting to put his arm out. Then he realized, I don't have to. I'm actually further. I've got a little more separation than I thought I would. He puts his arm down. He's able to get a little more separation. Finally gets a stiff arm. Gets down to 20. Really nice play. And again, I really love this is something I've been wanting the Packers to do for a while, both from the power aspect and then also from the vertical pushing RPO aspect. So I'm happy to finally see them doing it. I hope that leads to more in the future as this run game, as the diversity in the run game, that they keep getting more and more comfortable with that stuff. I'm looking forward to more of this stuff in the future. Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you next time.